some people, they want to speak out, a voice to say anything and want theirs to be bad.
Welcome back to Breaking Barriers Media. I'm your host, Margaret, and today we're taking a pause. Not to stop the momentum, but to recognise just how far we've come. This episode is a reflection on the powerful conversations we've had with game changers in the disability and advocacy space. From fashion to communication, from parenting to policy, these guests did something simple yet radical. They spoke up, and in doing so, they helped us all break barriers. Our journey began with Jam the Label, who are doing more than designing clothes. They're designing equity. Adaptive fashion isn't just a side category, it's an essential part of how we create a world that works for everyone. What struck us most wasn't just their designs, but their willingness to talk openly about exclusion in the fashion industry. By naming the gaps, they help fill them. Every time they speak out, the industry gets a little more inclusive.
Instead of adaptive fashion, we actually refer to it as inclusive fashion because we were we don't want to create a separate thing. We want to include people with disability, but the category is adaptive.
Do you guys have any clothing that you've brought along and how it looks?
We do.
I think it's something that we're trying to get a look,
Yes, we are talking about, we've got pants we prepared earlier. So these ones are our chino pants. So they just look like sort of any other chinos. So, but they've got an elastic waist at the back, so they can be pulled on and off just like tracksuit pants.
Okay.
For those who want to put them on like that. But then they've also got side access. So they've got zips down the side. So from the waist all the way down to sort of mid-thigh. Yeah. Okay. Which on both sides, which means that it can completely open up. Yeah. So it completely opens up. So they can completely open up. So for people who get dressed lying down or with assistance, or even those who sort of self-catheterize or anything and need access, but they don't want to take their pants fully off. And so that enables it to be opened up a lot, but they do have that drop crotch that I was just talking about. Yeah. So it means that it can be really comfortable for someone in the seated position. And then we've also got zips down the bottom along the calves, on both calves, that allows someone to access their prosthetic or even ankle foot orthoses, or even just enables them to get in and out of them a bit easier without manoeuvring their foot too much. And they're a little bit stretchier than normal chino fabric as well.
I was just about to ask.
Like, you know those NBA players when they just take the pants off?
Snaps up the side.
And I mean, the reason we made those, and we have a more sort of feminine style of pants with very similar design features, the reason we made both of those was because we got so much feedback from the young adult disability community that was saying, hey, I'm going to work, I'm going to uni or socializing, I want something that looks nicer, but I need the functionality of trackies. And so we were like, well, if we can provide chinos that can be put on like trackies if you want to, but then have these additional access features, you should be able to wear that to work and wear it out and about. We've had people wear those to weddings and things like that.
Oh, wow.
Then I brought our magnetic belt wrap skirt. So this is like a little mini wrap skirt. So it's got a magnetic buckle. So this just slides and clicks together. So it opens up, and then it's got Velcro in the inside so it can be adjustable, and it just, you just close it, wrap it around, and then it buckles together. So very simple, again, for those that, might have difficulty with fasteners or buttons, or a lot of wrap skirts and dresses have ties. Whereas this one, you can literally just place it on top and it should just be able to fasten.
And it's got the extra adjustability as well. So if someone's stomach size fluctuates, or if they sort of get bloated across the day or anything, you can adjust with the Velcro and the belt. And then we're also both wearing Jam. So I'm wearing our magnetic linen shirt. So this one I've got a singlet underneath. You always have a singlet underneath, but I'm a bit hit and miss. So it's lucky I'm wearing one today. So it's got magnets instead of buttons. So they just snap together.
Just put it in.
Yeah, like Superman. Yeah.
Yeah. And then I'm wearing one of our bamboo tops. So this is our original tee. So this is our second product actually, because we found with Jack and Maddie, they get dressed lying down. And so trying to get a t-shirt or a long sleeve top over, they have contractures in their arms and the upper limbs. Trying to get a top around their elbows, shoulders and head without it ripping or losing its shape is really hard. And so we wanted to create tops that had that stretch and were easy to physically get on, but they're also really comfortable and sensory friendly. So they've got flat seams, no tags. Actually, none of our products have tags.
Oh, that's good.
It's all printed on labels. And we always talk about, I think a lot of people hear that design feature and think, for those with sensory needs related to dressing. But we talk about, Jack and Maddie might not have traditional sensory needs related to dressing, but for them, they have very limited communication and mobility. So if a tag was annoying them, they can't rearrange their top, and they can't tell someone, my tag's really annoying me. So
and just like how annoying that would be to have that itch, and it would just be so
and
frustrating.
Even things like seams, as I said, we've got flat seams on our top, and again, that's great for sensory reasons, but it's also great to reduce the risk of pressure sores.
Yes.
So for someone that's in a similar position throughout the majority of the day, things like seams can be a real risk. So both of these are probably two of our biggest selling products, because I think it can help so many different people with different dressing needs.
Inclusion doesn't mean creating something separate. It means designing from the beginning with everyone in mind. Then came Jen. She was an energy, also known as Sparkly Mama, whose honesty was as powerful as her sparkle. Parenting a child with a disability can be isolating, but Jen turns isolation into connection through openness and laughter. Jen's openness is a form of advocacy. By sharing the unfiltered truth, the good days and the messy ones, she chips away at stigma and creates space for others to say, "Me too." Her voice reminds us that speaking up is not just empowering, it's contagious.
This is it. I can't keep living like this anymore. Never let anyone dim your sparkle. Looking after myself and taking care of myself really makes a massive impact on how I mother my children, because going to the gym and eating healthier foods gives me the energy to put into them. And don't get me wrong, I'm still tired. Oh, she's tired.
Jeez, I would be if I was in your lifestyle, girl. And how you have this much energy. I want what you're on.
I actually wish I could bottle like the energy
So when I need a dose,
I'd be a millionaire. But yeah, I guess that would be a big message is, don't forget about who you are. My biggest thing is I don't ever forget who Jenna is. And Jenna needs to go out and spend time with my girlfriend. Jenna needs to go and get her nails done. Jenna needs to, I love to swim and be out and, I love swimming. I love being at the beach. I love anything to do with water. I love anything to do, if I'm in the trees, I love it. But that would be my biggest encouragement is, make sure you're doing those things. Yeah. Because your kids, they'll be there. They'll be there when you get back, girl. You're only going for a couple hours a day, but they'll be fine.
Yeah, they'll be
Let them leave the house. Leave the house.
And yell at them later.
Yeah, deal with them later. But get your peace first.
You need your you time.
Gotta have your you time.
Yeah.
You have to have your you time, and I mean you have to have it.
No, you really
make
do.
Make it happen. And I know a lot of mums. I used to be like that too. A lot of mums will say, "Oh, but I don't have time." Girl, make time.
Yes.
Yeah.
Girl, make time. If you can make time for your kids, you can make time for
I'm
you.
getting a lesson for myself right now.
And that's the thing, and I hear it, and and I do. I'll say it straight out. It's an excuse. It genuinely is an excuse because I know for a fact if you you really wanted something, you'll do anything and everything in your power to get it.
Yeah.
Don't let anyone dim your sparkle. Be free in who you are, but I guess in order to do that, you need to break those barriers.
Yes.
Yeah.
You do. You need to pick yourself up, stop feeling sorry for yourself, do the mahi, get the tree,
Yes.
put in the hard work. And it is hard work, right?
Yeah.
But what reward do you ever get without a bit of hard work?
We're not here to inspire you. We're here to be heard, respected, and included. With Michael from Deep Dive, we got honest and strategic. Michael has a gift for cutting through the noise and getting to what matters. And what matters most? Listening, and then doing something with what you've heard. Michael's transparency in the work, the challenges, the pushback, the victories, helps demystify what it means to be an advocate. Speaking plainly without jargon or perfection is how change actually starts.
So on the 2nd of November 2023, I basically sort of texted my wife, and then I basically said, I can't do this job anymore. Well, I think sort of like my brain sort of like was working like about 10 times harder than it should have been. And I tried to present sort of, I document working with Michael and also sort of how my autism affects me. And this is what I tried to do to resolve the situation, and basically it got ignored. I really sort of truly connected with myself, and I've connected with others who really sort of see my passion and really sort of fuel my passion. And I think it's really good to sort of have that, embrace it. So I think that's the biggest thing for me.
Change doesn't happen in silence. It happens when stories and strategy meet. Now, one of our most eye-opening conversations came with Miriam, a speech therapist who joined us on the Therapist Unplugged podcast. Miriam challenged the way we think about communication. Boy, eye-opener. Not just as a skill to be taught, but as a system that needs to be redesigned. Miriam didn't talk about speech therapy. She talked about what's missing. She highlighted a real gap in accessible, functional tools for communication, especially for individuals with disabilities. Her insights reminded us that advocacy can also mean innovation, identifying what's not working and helping to build what's needed.
Anything is communication. How do I get them to engage in
And
books?
interact, yeah.
That's their language. And really, really tapping into, all right, if the child is silent, what does that mean? She put her hand out and she pressed go. Many people wouldn't really think that was a big thing. But that was the first time she's like, I want more of the bubbles. I'm going to communicate, go, blow the bubble. It took 1.5 years to get that. So once the door opens, it's really beautiful. The reason I love the idea of eyes and visuals is that that's actually the way all kids learn.
Yeah.
So these resources are designed for anyone, and that kids are visual learners, individuals with disability are visual learners, so anyone can benefit.
We need communication tools that are designed with the user at the center, not as an afterthought. Why speaking up breaks barriers? There's a theme that runs through every episode. When people speak their truth, barriers begin to fall. Whether it's sharing lived experiences, called out injustice, or simply saying, this is missing. Every honest conversation chips away at silence. Silence is where stigma grows, but when we speak, even if our voice shakes, we create space. Space for understanding, space for empathy, space for change. And that's what Breaking Barriers Media is all about. So what have you learned? That storytelling is power. That vulnerability is leadership. And that when we speak out, we give others permission to step forward too. Thank you to Jan the Label, Jen Sparkling Mama, Michael from Deep Dive, and Miriam, who featured on Therapist Unplugged, not just for your insight, but for your openness. Your stories are sparks, and those sparks are lighting the way forward. If you've been moved, challenged, or inspired by these episodes, keep the conversation going. Share them, talk about them, and most importantly, keep speaking up. Until next time, let's keep breaking barriers one voice at a time.